Good morning. A special Spike Week Monday morning. See, it's so early I can't even get it right. Friday morning, draft the wheel. I don't decide the strategy. This is going to be a crazy draft. You guys figure out what my strategy is. I try to implement it and win all the money. We're going to draft over on Drafters. Let's see what the wheel brings us for our draft strategy. Let's do it. Good morning. See, it's so early on a Friday. It's not really that early, but it's so early on a Friday. I can't even speak straight. I don't know what day it is. I don't know what time it is. Um, if you've not joined us for one of these drafts before, welcome. Happy almost weekend. Here at Spike Week, what we like to do every single week is we draft a lot of best ball teams. We talk a lot of best ball, but occasionally we have a little bit of fun as well. The good folks in the Spike Week Discord, of which many are here in the chat. Let's draft some winners. Let's have a great day. Yeah, it's a wonderful Friday, although it's a little dreary. It's a little dreary here where I'm at. The sickos are hanging out here in the chat. And what we like to do is I actually find this to be a helpful exercise. Some of these rules that you will see are a little bit crazy, but nonetheless, they are submitted by the Spike Week folks in the Discord, which, of course, if you're not a part of the Discord, it is free to join. You can submit some of these rules if you would like to for free. The Discord link is in the description. The overwhelming majority of the channels are a part of the premium subscription. If you are a subscriber, which, of course, there's a link there as well, you can get access to all the tools, rankings, strategy, Discord, everything. The draft hacker that you're going to see here in a few minutes on this draft, everything comes as a part of the premium subscription. If you would just like to be a part of the Discord and join all the strategy chat and everything, which there's been like 1,000 messages, probably more already this morning, you get access to all that for just $5, which you can find spikeweek.com. But what the good folks in the Discord submit rules, right? That come up when they're having coffee, when they're watching Netflix with their significant other, when they're walking the dogs, when they're cooking dinner. Folks come up with different rules, and we put those on a wheel, and we spin the wheel, and that decides what our rule is going to be that we draft from. I actually find this to be like kind of a helpful exercise. It sounds silly, right? So a couple of the drafts that we've done so far was the most entertaining one and the most brain draining draft that we've done was I had to draft. We drafted on DraftKings, so 20 rounds, and every single player had to have a different first letter of their last name. So if I draft Bijan Robinson in the first round, I cannot draft another player with the last name starting with the letter R. Then we've also drafted teams with no one taller than 6 foot. We had to make a small caveat for tight ends because there is no such thing apparently as a 6 foot or under tight end in the NFL. They're all gargantuan, very, very tall human beings. But it's a little bit silly, but from an actual practical like best ball standpoint, leading yourself down if you just show up and draft the same team, right? The same players, you like running backs or don't like running backs. You like elite quarterbacks or don't like elite quarterbacks. You like the Bears, but you hate the Titans. You like all this kind of stuff. You kind of just get into a robotic rhythm and draft a lot of the same teams over and over and the same players over and over. And it's not that that's wrong necessarily, but opening up your draft, flexing your draft muscles on some things that you maybe don't generally love, I find to be like a really, really helpful strategy. These may not always be the teams that I love, but I'm going to get better as a drafter by setting out to, you guys know me, I'm not a huge early running back type guy, but drafting a team that is much more early running back heavy than I would allows me to build see some things that I maybe would not normally see, draft some players I would not normally draft, and they may not be bad picks. I just may prefer different strategies, right? Or different alternative players that are near them on the board. I am just now currently, this is a little bit frightening here, and I am seeing that the old wheel somehow deleted all of my inputs. So we may do a cheating. This is, of course, the Spike Week Discord. If you go into the live streams and media channel here, you can see some of the different comments that have been. The amount of drinking and eating prompts that have been going on in here is a little bit chaotic. But why don't we cheat here? Why don't we cheat here and let's draft the slow team. We're cheating the wheel. We'll get the wheel populated. Maybe we'll spin the wheel again this afternoon. Of course, if you're here live, we'll be back again this afternoon. Normally we're drafting in the afternoons. Shout out to StreamYard. Yesterday was down and or glitchy, so we pushed this show to this morning. Let's do the slow. No one can run a 4.540 or faster on this team now. Let's do some very quick research on the early rounds, because I am a little bit terrified that no one in the early rounds runs a 4.640 or slower. But let's see. What do you think? What does Amon-Ra run? What does Amon-Ra run? Yeah, we're gonna do. I actually love this rule. Can we build the winning drafters team? Maybe this is the right place for it, by the way. Restrepo, definitely safe. But we're going to draft a team with no one running faster than a 4.640. So my Google, yeah, exactly. Baked chicken calorie search history. That's 1900 life. Yeah, my search history is a ton of nutrition facts. I'm trying to get my. Damn it, Amon-Ra ran a 4.5. We may be taking Bowers in the first round. Let's see here. Let's look at some rankings. We're gonna find out if 4.6 is too restrictive. The I think the tight ends are going to be our best bet. I really think it's going to be. Wait, Puka didn't run 4.5, did he? This damn mouse drives me absolutely bonkers. Let's go here. Puka Nacua. Hold on. All right. Let's stop this screen share and let's look up some 40 times. Puka Nacua 40 time. 4.57. Son of a bitch. Okay. Puka off the list. Yeah. Well, if we have to adjust it down to 4.5, Pat Bryant 4.6. If we have to adjust it down to 4.5, we might adjust it down. What did Drake London run? Why in the hell does this keep doing this? Yeah, see, I think StreamYard is being a little glitchy again here because it will not let me type into my I can't. This may be particularly difficult because it is all over the place on my other screen here. I can't type into the Google search bar. Yeah, Drake London 4.5. Achane, AJ Brown. What did Bowers run? Did Bowers run faster? McBride. Yeah, Bowers was 4.53. Okay. Hack, I appreciate your rule. We're gonna have to put this in the 4.5s though. I don't think we could make a team with 4.6s. Certainly not with the contest integrity. Yeah, no, thank you. I'm not using Chat GPT here right now. Derrick Henry was in the 4-5. Yeah, 4.54. You ain't lying. You ain't lying. Yeah, definitely cannot draft. So here's what we're gonna do: 4.540, or we'll do a drafters main event draft. Let's go ahead and pop on in over there, get in the draft so we can get this sucker filled up, and we're gonna draft all players who ran a 4.540 or slower. Oh Lord, looks like we need to fill 12. So, but let's go ahead and fill one. A lot of people are trying to get these rooms filled. So let's go ahead and see if we can't fill one here this morning. So 4.540 or slower. I will attempt to follow just the right. Well, the general outline is to draft a slow, no pun intended, a slow team. Yeah, I think 4.6 was probably a little bit too restrictive. I'm struggling to even find anybody with a 4.640. So we're going to see. Yeah, StreamYard still being a little bit glitchy. Yeah, Kyron was exceptionally slow. Kyron is definitely on the short list here. We'll give this just a couple minutes, and then if it fills, or if it doesn't fill, we will hop on over to the $2. I like this. See, these are kind of fun. The short one ended up being when we could not draft a player taller than 6 foot. Actually, ended up being a lot easier than I thought. Right, the tight end thing was an issue. There's just a lot of most running backs are pretty short, and there's a lot more short wide receivers than you think. That actually led me down a funny path thereafter, where I talked or you see, discussed very frequently, like the size of players, right? And I discuss it too. Yeah, CD was not very fast, which just feels shocking given what we see from CD Lamb on the football field every Sunday, but not particularly fast in the 40. I think he's plenty fast as a football player. All right, let's get out of this $20. I apologize, guys. You can hop on out of there, and let's see if we can't fill it. How about a $2? We still need 9 over there, but let's see if we can't fill a $2. How about that? Should be a little easier to fill. 40-yard dash to the overlay. Yeah, Puka 4.57. This is why we couldn't do 4.6. 4.6 was just a little bit too restrictive. But this is what I was going to get at. This is why these what seems silly, and then frankly it is silly, but like short players, small players, slow players, like drafting for these rules ends up leading you down this path where you're like, so really running in the 4.5s probably doesn't matter that much. And the short, right, drafting no one taller than 6 foot kind of led me down that path. Not that I thought you needed to be tall, certainly not at running back. It's not ever something I've even considered. But when you go down the list, what I found fascinating, particularly at the running back position, is it's not like an overwhelming amount of small running backs that go early, but there's plenty. So we frequently talk, and I myself also frequently talk about, running back size and can they hold up in pass protection? Can they get the goal line work? Right? We have like target weights and sizes and BMIs and all that kind of stuff right at the running back position. And then you do a silly draft where you draft a bunch of small guys, and then you see Jahmyr Gibbs, sub 200 pounds, top five-ish pick. Devon Achane, very small, right? The whole concern was coming in as a rookie, and probably still is, how small Devon Achane was. Bucky Irving, quite small, right? Also very, very small. Kyron Williams, very, very small. James Cook, not that big. You start running down this list, and RJ Harvey is not huge. He's not as small as those guys. So the problem, with a Genty is I don't even know. Has he run the 40 ever? Ashton Genty 40 time estimated. Yeah, it's listed. The Google says it's just an estimation of Genty's 40 time because there was absolutely no reason for him to run the 40. But anyway, for folks just joining, I'll put up a little banner. Draft only players who ran a 4.5 40 or slower. Okay. All right. So we'll pop this up occasionally. So anybody that joins, you'll see what we got going on. But anyway, what I was kind of these silly drafts like this, drafting a bunch of slow guys, you're going to learn that not necessarily to not target fast guys. Of course, we want fast guys, but the small running back thing led me down where we constantly knock these players for their size, for their speed, for their whatever, and then you go when you go through a draft, how many of the players, even at the top, right at the very top, weren't total speed demons. Like the best players in fantasy are not that fast, right? You just said CeeDee Lamb 4.5, right? Kittle Bowers not that fast. Devontae not that fast. Bucky not that fast. Puka not that fast, right? Kyron incredibly slow, right? London not fast. A lot of these guys were not particularly fast in the 40 at least. They may be athletic, right? So we're using the 40 time. We're not using RAS score or something like that. But that was the size of the running back thing. You're like, wait a second. If I only drafted running backs who were sub 200 pounds, I could still build an awesome running back room. But every spring and summer, we're constantly, well, he's really small, right? Kyron, he's 195 pounds. Can he really hold up as a every down running back? And then they're fast in pads. Exactly. But it was pretty interesting to see the running back size thing. So we'll see what the 40 time stuff shakes out to be. Interestingly, I won't be able to draft. I'm trying to think. Can't draft Lamar and Kyler and Jaden Daniels at quarterback. I can't draft. Damn, I can't draft the good running quarterbacks. That's terrible. Saquon for sure ran some. Okay, well, CeeDee Lamb it is. CeeDee Lamb, baby. See, I wonder how many people would even be able to guess that CeeDee Lamb ran over a 4.5, over a 4.5 40. That is not what I meant to click. I would put it at 2/3. So if you asked 3 people over under 4.5 40 for CeeDee Lamb, I think one might get it. But we obsess over 40 time, right? No offense, Jaden Blue, you're just the first person that pops into my head when we think about this, because everybody just says, right? He's a pass catcher, which is true. He did catch passes in college. He is very much an explosive athlete. He ran a 4.3. Oh my gosh. How could Javonte Williams or Miles Sanders ever hold off a guy who ran a 4.3 40? And it's like, well, Bijan not that fast in a straight line. Ashton Genty is estimated to have run a 4.45 40. Christian McCaffrey did not run particularly fast, right? Dude, this StreamYard shit is gonna drive me absolutely bonkers. If something breaks, please, if I start lagging out or something, please let me know. Justin See, Jalen Hurts. I would guess most people know that Jalen Hurts didn't run a sub 4.5, but I don't know. Like I genuinely think that the public perception is very much around speed and size, and so these two drafts in particular are fascinating because they're kind of going totally against the grain. But then when you put the team together, you're like, yeah, that team looks fine. Or like the short team, the team of all 6 foot and under guys was like totally fine. Like I was honestly a team that most people might just draft, but we're like, oh, receivers 5'11". Okay, Lad and JT not options. How about I genuinely never do Bucky. Ooh, but Trey McBride. Let's do Bucky. CD Bucky. What I need to do is post these teams after the draft, and for people who didn't watch the show, right? And see if people could guess what the rule was. And I would bet the overwhelming majority of the time, almost never would anyone be able to guess it, especially when it's something like this. It's going to look like a normal team. It's just going to be a bunch of dudes who are not that fast. This is great. Chris says, I just see this as a reason to draft Efton Chisholm. That is fair. I will not be drafting him. But who knows? We don't know what the last round. Maybe the last round is where all the fast guys live. that is out of nowhere, Adam. But I'm into this. I'm into this very profound phrase here. I haven't finished my coffee yet, so I'm not quite ready to dig into the meaning of ignorance as it relates to adulthood. But props to you. That's real sicko shit right there. A deep threat says, "Is it possible the Cowboys just go past happy all season?" You're goddamn right. It is. I haven't done. So I like to do my projections over the course of the summer, and I don't do anything like mega rigid with the projections. Idea for all right. So, Trey okay, can we double check that Trey McBride did not run? I'm almost certain he ran like 4.56 or something like that, right? I just want to make sure I don't want to ruin the sanctity of the 4.54 for Trey McBride. Beautiful. I forgot. I'm very thrown by Adam. Oh, Cowboys passing. I haven't done like full blown projections. It'll be a little bit probably before I do it. And like I said, I don't dig as deep as maybe some other people do because I don't really particularly care about being overly precise, right? Like I don't care how many targets I project to the wide receiver 4 on all these teams. The purpose for me of going through and doing a projections exercise is actually to see all the different things that can change and can change the outputs and see like, so what happens? I don't care what I project for how many pass attempts the Eagles throw. Right? That just doesn't matter. Do they throw 450? Do they throw 550? I have no fucking idea. I want to see what the outputs look like when I change the passing volume, right? And what do I think the outputs look like if Saquon Barkley is not there, right? Like do a bunch of that stuff and go through that. And to that end, the Cowboys are one where when I do build in like my general baseline, it's going to be very pass heavy. One of the pass heaviest in the NFL. They're probably not the Bengals, but they're up there in terms of pass rate for me. So I don't think like, is it possible they're pass heavy? I think the baseline expectation is that they're pass heavy. I don't think the defense is going to be that great. And I think the roster is very much set up to be very pass heavy. Yeah, this is chef's kiss. All of the Debo is slow and fat going around social media, and Debo Samuel notably ran a faster 40 time than CeeDee Lamb. Too good. Too good. Not allowed to draft RJ Harvey or J.K. Dobbins, but you are allowed to draft Estime. Oh, good God. Shout out Walter. You guys are doing I appreciate you guys doing the good work here. Josh Jacobs. See? We had one. I would have had to take Josh Jacobs in the first round. Josh Jacobs, notably the slowest player. There's another great take on speed and stuff. Josh Jacobs, quite notable. So hold on. T, yes, Bucky, yes, JSN, Rasheed. Okay. DJ Moore definitely ran faster than 4.5. Metcalf, yeah. I can do Hurts, Travis Hunter, yeah. What about Sutton? Hampton? What did Hampton run? I got. Oh, see, this fucking StreamYard is not working. It's got to be Hampton. Please tell me Hampton didn't run a 4.4. There's no way, right? Deep Thought says sold me onto. Is he really too fast? 4.46. Amari and Hampton ran a 4.46. See, I truly cannot. I should have taken Sutton. I knew the answer was Sutton, but we took Hampton. But I don't know what's going on with StreamYard. I can't type into Google, so I'm just like winging it, guessing. Maybe that's a good way to do the wheel of rules. Is I can't use Google. Break out the hot dogs. If you think there's hot dogs in this house, we'll definitely do a punishment. I don't know what the punishment's going to be. I'll do a punishment this afternoon. How about that? For every time, we're onto something here. For every time, I'm not going to look it up. You guys can post away in the chat and help me out. Go for it. I'm not going to look it up, right? Because I can't. I would have to type into my phone. I said, I don't know what's going on. I can't type into Google. My keyboard just stops working. Shout out StreamYard. But I'm not going to write Google search or ChatGPT these things. I'm gonna use my brain, and then you guys can tell me if I was wrong or right. But the attempt is to draft players who ran 4.5 or slower at every single pick. I am terrified of how this is going to go. This afternoon, we're double dipping today. It's the old day-night doubleheader on Spike Week. Last night was rained out, right? We got a rain out game on Thursday, which means we play the day-night doubleheader on Friday. And we'll come up with a I'm not eating fucking hot dogs, okay? But we'll come up with a punishment. I believe I can take Jalen Hurts, correct? Somebody said I can take Jalen Hurts. No, Waddle, no. I don't know about Ridley. Chuba. I feel like I need to save my running backs. But I also probably need to save my quarterback. Oh, shit. Jawan. Run to the goddamn podium. Jawan Jennings. 4.7 something. Jawan ran 4.7 something. Yeah, definitely. Did they go already? No, they go after Walker, right? Now. Yeah, Mixon's really fallen. But I'll take Jawan. Jawan works. But seeing if you can build a team. Did Hampton really run 4.4? No fucking way. That's crazy. .446 at the combine too. I was thinking, was it at his pro day? You see, I don't even pay that much. You can tell how closely I pay attention to the 40 time for these guys. That's crazy. Yeah, Walter says Juwan 4.72, 4.72, 40. Yeah, Hampton much faster than he appears. Devin Neal definitely allowed to be on my radar. Slow ass. Devin Neal. Kyron gone. It's too bad. I could have done Kyron in the third. Bucky Kyron to start the old slow running backs. But we'll come up with a fail punishment. And every time out of 20 picks that I draft someone That is a fail. We'll do that this afternoon on the show. Yeah, I knew Kamara wasn't that fast. Kamara's probably another guy that I think, especially now, he's been in the league so long that the best ball community, the fantasy football community, probably is aware that Alvin Kamara was not straight line speed fast. And I think if you watch him, you would agree he's definitely not even 4.53 speed anymore in a straight line. But I would imagine with the way that he plays as a kind of a dynamic pass catcher and how good he is at making guys miss, or at least was at making guys miss in the open field, that the average person would not say, right? Again, if we did the CeeDee Lamb exercise, we took 100 people and we said how many, or we asked over under 4.540 for Alvin Kamara, and I would say more than half would for sure say under 4.5 for Alvin Kamara, which again just speaks to I certainly say he's slow. James Conner is a slam dunk here. David Montgomery is a slam dunk here. Judy, Addison, Rome, no. D-Mont, yes. Jacoby Myers, yes. Oh, God, this is going to be a fucking Jacoby Myers team. But, I mean, if we're drafting slow teams, James Conner's got to be on the slow and fat. Did Debo go? Because I think Debo would be an honorary member of this team, right? Yeah, we got a lot of fast wide receivers. The wide receiver thing is going to be tricky. I need to probably take some of these when I see a wide receiver that I am certain is slow. I need to probably just take them. That was the Hampton issue. That was why I screwed. I know Debo's too fast. I'm just saying, given the spirit of the rule, Debo would make a lot of sense because Debo ain't running a 4.40 right now. That is for sure. Yeah, I got these in the back. I guess I can do it on Drafters because the queue doesn't show on my screen. But you have access to drafters.com, but yes, I can expand. I also want to show the board here. I'll just take the banner down for a little while and we can pop it back up. You can never win streaming best ball drafts. It's a really rough life. We're really marginalized people. If you don't show enough of the board, people complain. And then if you don't show enough of the player list, and if you don't show, people complain, right? Look at that. Jacoby Myers falls. What a value. What a steal Jacoby Myers is in this draft. 5 picks after ADP. Kupp definitely safe. Michael Pittman definitely safe. God. I'm sitting here ranting at the start of this draft about how, you learn things that maybe speed isn't everything at wide receiver. And then we get to these rounds and it's Michael Pittman and Cooper Kupp and Jacoby Myers. Although Trey Harris, I do like, of course. Keon Coleman. Oof. Tillman should be good. But I don't want to start. I don't want to look ahead. I don't want to cheat. Polk is safe. Chris asks a good question. Is Drafters ADP closer to underdog or DraftKings? It is closer to underdog, with a little sprinkle, of the PPR elements that come from Drafters, but it's actually much closer to underdog because I would classify Drafters and underdog as sharper ADP. Is that true? Is that confirmation bias? Because a lot of us agree, but I think it generally just like it moves. The Drafters folks are going to pounce, right? When the market thinks Will Shipley is mispriced or J.K. Dobbins after he signs, right, is mispriced, they're going to skyrocket up really, really quickly. Rashee Rice, shouldn't be going in the middle of the third round. He's going to get to a much more efficient price in the second round on Drafters. those kinds of things. So I would equate it much closer to underdog, even though it's full PPR. So maybe the PPR element is something, that you can take advantage of. But from an efficiency perspective, it's much closer to underdog. That is true. Ayuk ran 4.45. Really? See, another one you went, and he's really running 4.5 right now. He ain't running at all right now. QJ, yeah. I think I did know that one. But I will say it is difficult on the spot to think about the players. You start to question yourself. It was like when we did the alphabet one. We did every last name had to have a different starting letter. It's like I know that I used X. I can't say X. It's like I know that I used a letter. Damn, Trey Harris goes. He was such a good pick on this team, by the way. Trey Harris. That stinks. Who is that? That's one of you guys, isn't it? No, Luke. Luke, are you here? Luke 3324. You son of a bitch. Trey Harris, like my favorite wide receiver to draft, and he fits the rule of the 40 time. But yeah, hard to get put on the spot. I mean, I have to take Cooper Kupp, right? Isn't Cooper Kupp like a Jordan Mason is a no. I have literally not drafted Cooper Kupp yet, so this feels like a Bash fits. He does fit with Jacoby. So would set up a nice little Geno stack. I think all my quarterbacks are safe. Dak, Purdy, Geno. Oh, Kyler is not, but he's gone. No, he's not gone. Is he gone? Yeah, nope. So I can't do Kyler, but Darnold, Geno, Purdy, and Dak are all good. So far, only one fail. If you've just recently joined us, we are drafting a team with all players must be a 4.5 40 or slower. I cannot look up 40 times. I'll keep my hands up. I don't know what to do with my hands, Will Ferrell style. But we stumbled into a better format of this kind of a draft, but my StreamYard is not allowing my keyboard to type into Google, so I can't look up the 40 times. I can't type anything, and so I have to essentially guess right on the 40 times of these guys. You guys can help out in the chat if you would like, and if I miss, like I did, Amarian Hampton ran a 4.45. I still kind of can't believe that boy fast. I don't know how I don't remember that, but nonetheless, if I do not get it correctly, if I draft someone who ran faster than a 4.5, right, 4.49 or faster, this afternoon when we do the evening of our doubleheader shows today, I will have some form of a punishment that we will come up with today. Okay. There's no way. I mean, there's no way. I know Kelsey like fits here, but Scadaboo fits this team. But do I want to do a running back? Higgins, Najee, Shaheed, Bateman, Sharps. I don't really take Scadaboo very much, so let's do Scadaboo. Yeah, see, there's one that no, but how many people would guess that Adam Thielen ran a faster 40? Obviously, he does not run a faster 40 now than CeeDee Lamb. But how many people, and Brandon Ayuk, well, maybe Brandon Ayuk right now, how many people, what percentage of people do you think would guess that Adam Thielen ran faster than CeeDee Lamb in the 40? It's funny. Lots of slows. I mean, lots and lots of slows. And obviously on the clock in quite a bit of them. Which app snipes the least amount of times from from Kevin. I think I would actually say drafters. There is no such thing as a best ball site that doesn't have people sniping you. I think a best ball drafting site and sniping are kind of synonymous. But I think drafters in general, people will stay in their lane a little bit more. It's total points. So if you've never played on drafters before, it's cumulative scoring, right? So 20 rounds, full PPR, no bonuses. Like DraftKings has 100-yard bonus and 300-yard bonus. No bonuses on drafters, but full point PPR, and then it's just total points, right? There's no week 17 shit. There's no weeks, 15, 16. There's no pods and advancing and all that kind of stuff from week 1 to week 17. We got to score the most points, like the marathon on Underdog. Beat all 100,000 plus other teams, right, in total points over the course of the season. But so because of that, people will like stay in their lane a little bit more, right? Like if I build out a stack of this, if I build out a Cowboy stack and you build out a Charger stack, it behooves us to kind of stay in our lane because it does in all formats, but in the playoff stuff, there's some funky things that you can do when you make a big bet on an offense, or you take your team down a certain path on drafters. You really do kind of want to stick with it because the story you've told is something out over the course of the entire season, as opposed to you can like tell yourself a story about anything in week 17, right? Or Jaden Daniels got hurt and in comes Daniel Jones to save the day, right? Daniel Jones has his way. Like you can tell these stories no matter how realistic they are or not in a playoff format draft like DraftKings and Underdog. So I think you want to stay on track a little bit more on drafters. Yeah, for Strepo, quite slow. Tyrone Tracy, fast. Tootin, fast. Caleb, but I don't have him stacked. I actually don't know about Jonnu Andrews, but I would really love a wide receiver. But these guys are all too friggin' fast. Marvin Mims. Let's reach a little bit for Jack Besh to secure the ever elusive Raiders stack. That is, I mean, I don't know how a Raiders stack with Besh ahead of ADP is going to go, but I just want to put this back up for a minute for anybody that has joined. We are drafting slow guys. We've done a short team. We've done an alphabet team. We've done a slow team. The slow team is getting a little tricky. See, Xavier Legette ran sub 4.4. We couldn't even draft Legette if we made the cutoff 4.4. After 120 ADP, you better go get your guy. 10 QBs in a row might go off 100%. To the conversation about sniping and all that kind of stuff. Once we get into this little QB window we got going on here, you better go get your guys because it can be, if you can't call it being sniped if other people are taking, the quarterbacks generally somewhere around where they go and they need a quarterback, Scat is on this team right here. Cam Scataboo. Here. Manungai. There's a I haven't taken Manungai yet. There's a good one. All right, let me take the banner down. Do need to start looking at quarterback, huh? I want to put Kyle Williams, Marvin Mims, Cedric Tillman. We said we can't do Thielen, right? Let's do Rashad. There's a slow motherfucker. Rashad, please someone check me. If Rashad ran 4.40, I'm shutting down the fucking stream. There's just no way. Taj, Taj, a good one. A lot of these rookies that are appealing, but maybe we're on to something here. Pat Bryant was slow. Cam Scatterby was slow. Manungai is impressing at Bears camp, and he was slow. Taj Brooks, we really like. No, not Rashad Bateman. Rashad White. Don't scare me. I was like, Rashad White ran 4.48. Oh, for fuck's sake. No way. No fucking way. Rashad White ran 4.48. Rashad White was faster than CeeDee Lamb in the 40. That dude looks like he's running in quicksand. So I got to do 2 punishments later. Oh, God. Happy fucking Friday to me. GM. I'm not doing hot dogs. I'm not doing it. Maybe I'll do hot dogs. I'll eat a hot dog for every there. Deal. I'm going to the store later. I'll grill up some hot dogs for every pick I get wrong here. I'll eat a hot dog. I'm trying to eat healthy, as you saw at the beginning in my Google search. Nutrition. I think I was looking up drumsticks, like chicken ones, not the frozen ice cream ones. I'm gonna eat hot dogs. So we're on to 2. I've made 2 mistakes. Rashad White 4.4. What? I thought this would be a lot easier. I thought this would be a lot easier than it is. Shit. Okay. Now I'm feeling. Yeah, and Billy says this is 100% true. It's a hard exercise because the vets are slow now, but they had a good like Thielen had a good 40 time years ago. I do need to start getting. Okay, there's no way that Justin Herbert ran a 4.4, but so I'm safe if I auto Herbert, but I wouldn't have him stacked, and I do want Geno later. I could take Darnold, Hollywood McMillan. Well, let's do Herbert. I know one of you guys cheated for me. Thank you. I know that QJ, but am I going to lose out on Geno if I do that? Fuck. Wide receivers getting thin. Yeah, Josh Palmer. A lot of fast ones in this range. So getting past the fact that I have to, I'm not kidding you. I have not eaten a hot dog since, what was it, 3 years ago that we did the hot dog. We did the hot dog show, Rob and I. I think it was 3 years ago. But anyway, getting past the hot dog thing, I'm rattled. I'm not Tyrese Halliburton. I am choking myself under the pressure of this show. Feel free to post the question or the team you're talking about. What was there was a comment before that I missed that I forgot. Oh, Easy B posted. Okay. Oh my God, who SB in his first draft takes Pat Bryant, who is a target for me. So do I take QJ and hope Geno falls back, or do I hope QJ falls back? I mean, it has to be Geno. Now, if someone tells me Geno ran 4.4, I'm gonna throw something. Felix, was it just your birthday? No, Felix, you just had a baby, right? You just had a baby. Just like this week? Is that what I saw? Congratulations. Belated congratulations. Pac fan says you got to get yourself some good casing hot dogs. Not that. Yeah, we're gonna go get some good. Isn't that I mean, you did say good casing, so that's correct. I was about to say good hot dogs, which is very much an oxymoron. There is no such thing as a good hot dog, but I am going to get something a little bit Tuesday. Man, congratulations. That's awesome. Good advice. Good fatherly advice from Self to not eat hot dogs. Everyone's going to be wildly disappointed if your baby's name isn't Najee, which of course it isn't, but that would be hilarious. Notably, I don't know if I told this story before. This was, again, 3 or 4 years ago. I can't remember. So it was the MLB DFS Live final weekend for DraftKings. I was lucky enough to qualify, and we were taking. It was week 1 of the NFL season. So we were going to Philly. I think it was in Philly. Anyway, my wife couldn't go. My buddy was coming with me. We were taking like the first, the 6 a.m. flight, 5 a.m. flight, whatever, on Friday morning. So he came and stayed at the house so we could all just go to the airport together in the morning. And we're watching the football game, having a little wine, having something to drink. And CeeDee was playing. CeeDee Lamb was playing. And my wife had not heard of. She's like, are they saying CD like a CD? And we're explaining it to. Okay, I know Isaiah Likely is fine, so I'm safe there. But I gotta find. So Pierce did Wandiel. Oh, Keenan did Pop run. I'm just gonna go get Diami. Diami is safe. Is that correct? Diami is safe. Pop ran. Jesus Christ. So anyway, CeeDee is playing, and my wife's like, CeeDee, what are they talking about? CeeDee? And we're like, yeah, his name is Sedarian, but they call him CeeDee, right? But it's CeeDee. Why? I haven't looked that part up. Somebody told me Diami. Who said Diami earlier? I was duped. I was tricked. I was tricked by my own partner. I was tricked. See, I thought my expectation was that Diami was fast too, and Hack duped me into taking. All these guys are saying 4-4 for Diami, and my damn partner in crime, my PIC, duped me into a third goddamn hot dog. He's a fast 4-5, says Billy. Player Profiler says 4-5, but if other sources say 4-4, it's fine. 4-4 at Pro Day, 4-4-5 at Combine. Man, our boys at Player Profiler are forcing me to eat goddamn hot dogs. Okay, nuke. I don't want to draft DeAndre Hopkins though. Michael Wilson. What about? I know Yoshi's good. Slayton's got to be too fast. Keenan. Jesus Christ. This team's terrible. This team sucks so bad. Will Shipley too fast, I think. I'm actually the first stream like ever that Will Shipley is available to me at ADP. I could probably like take him, and I can't. Is Will Shipley? Was I able to take Will Shipley? Can someone please tell me? Yeah, Hack is duping me into. So 3 this afternoon during the show, we'll draft another best ball team or 2, and I'm up to 3 hot dogs. 439 for Shipley. God damn, that white boy fast. 439. So to recap, I can't draft anyone who ran faster than a 4.540. And for everyone I do, I have to eat a hot dog later on the show. So with the second part of the doubleheader. I screwed up with I can't believe I did Hampton over Sutton. That was such a fit. That was total fish move. I drafted Amari and Hampton in the 4th round, and he ran 4.45. Who's the real kick in the nuts was Rachaad White. Rachaad White ran 4.45. Unbelievable. And then my partner, my damn business partner, the wizard of the tools here that you're seeing on your screen at Spike Week, told me Diami was eligible, and he's not. He ran a 4.4. Ooh, Ryan, do you have a clear favorite best ball team you've drafted thus far? I don't. I guess the answer to this is no, because I don't have one like I don't have one off the top of my head. I'm like 200 and whatever, 200 something drafts in. That probably includes, like ongoing slows and 200 and something. I've done, I'm up to 20 BBMs, 40 DK millis, and then what number is this of the drafters main event? Oh, this is the $2. So this is 51 in the drafters $2, and maybe 15 in the drafters main event. I've done a lot more I think part of my issue is I've done a lot of Superflex drafts. I've been enjoying the Superflex puppy on Underdog. So I don't think I have a favorite team, but I bet if I looked through and searched for some combination of players, I could find one. Okay, I'm finally starting to feel a little bit better, but I'm straight up terrified. There's just no way that DeAndre Hopkins ran that slow 40, right? But I don't want DeAndre Hopkins on my team. What about Miles Sanders? Please tell me Miles Sanders. Did Miles Sanders run 4.5? Please. Oh, no. I'm scared. No fucking way. 4.49? How is he so slow? At the combine, 4.49. So I missed it by a 1/10. Okay. I need this to be over. I need this draft to be over. I'm committing to too many. This was not the plan. This is not the plan. It's 10 a.m. It's 10 a.m. I have to really exercise. I have to get exercise. Yeah, this is getting bad. This is getting bad. Let's get my mind off the hot dogs with easies. Dynasty Superflex question: Hurts or Mahomes and Brian Robinson? Hurts. Hurts for me. Yeah. Hopefully the wife is not looking forward to a nice dinner. Okay. Do I need any more running backs? Bucky, Hampton, probably not, but you guys said Coker counts. Coker and Wicks count. I really don't want to draft anymore. Or draft. My brain is, my mind is in the gutter. No, we're gonna dip them in water. I don't know. I don't put ketchup on there. I mean, I have put ketchup in my life on a hot dog, of course, but I'm more of a mustard guy. Okay. The plan, the whole plan was to just have some fun and draft a team that is a little different, right? We're going to spin the wheel. Wheel's not working. We're going to, okay, cool. We're going to draft slow guys. Okay, 4.5. That should be easy. That should be easy. Just don't fail. Don't draft anyone that runs a 4.40. And it seemed easy. CeeDee Lamb, right? Bucky Irving, the tight ends. This is easy. A lot of slow guys. And then Rashad White, Miles Sanders, 4.40s. Come on. I'm technically from Illinois. It's just I'm really from St. Louis. Which, by the way, everybody always like anybody that's ever like seen the address, right? It's in Illinois. It's an Illinois address, and so people always are like, "Oh, so you're from Chicago, right?" And it's like, no, I'm 5 hours away from Chicago, 4.5, 5 hours, whatever. Like I'm very far away from Chicago. I'm actually from St. Louis, right? Quite different. We're rivals in sports, but everybody thinks like, "Oh, you're from Illinois, Chicago. You Bulls fan?" Nope. Every time. Close. Collinsville is nearby. Just a stone's throw away. Just a stone's throw away. He actually chose this prompt so he could draft Fannin. Fannin has been the reason why everybody's like, "Oh, that tight end slow." Oh, and I thought it too. Like, "Oh, the tight end slow," is because Harold Fannin is in the back of my mind. I know if I can get to the last rounds and draft Fannin, I'm safe, and I actually like him. All right. Hunt, Brashard Smith, Devin Neal, I know is slow. Not Mostert, he's fast. Keaton is fast. I really should. Wicks, we said, is slow. Tesla's fast. Oh, bang. Vele. If someone tells me Vele ran 4.4, I'm going to throw something. But he's real slow, right? He's real slow. Absolutely not. I do not like so. I do not like so. No. No. No way. No way. I don't believe you. Is this well, it has to be pro day because he didn't go to the combine. I don't think. What's going on, Fele? Every Broncos beat God damn it, man. This is terrible. He was at the combine. Devon Bailey was 4.47. Yeah, I'm about to get a serious workout in, and we also may need some performance enhancing drugs for the show this afternoon. Actually, think we might be using it. I might be using a performance enhancing drug for the show this afternoon. Oh, I have no idea. Unbelievable. You just would never guess any of these. I mean, I actually think. Please don't tell me Sam Darnold ran a 4.4, right? I should have just taken Wicks, but he stinks so bad. Let's see. Or a running back. Okay. I know. I'm in my head right now. Jordan James. Did Jordan James run? Please, someone help me. Jordan James. I'm drafting a tight end in the last round, so I should theoretically be safe. But I'm rattled. I'm real rattled. I'm in my own head. I got the yips. I'm like Chuck fucking Knobloch right now. I'm like Shaq at the free throw line. Like every player feels fast now, right? It's like they say, when you get in, the game's just sped up a lot for him right now. The game is sped up. He's moving too fast. It's like that. I feel that. I'm anxious and like sweating. 5 hot dogs. The whole plan was to just get on here, we're going to have a little cup of coffee. We're going to draft a best ball team with kind of a crazy rule, hang out with my internet friends. But this is taking a turn. I started this off happy, getting my caffeine in me, feeling good, excited. It's great. So it's the weekend. Basically, it's Friday, right? TGIF. Not fucking TGIF this week. Well, now I'm not going to eat the rest of the day. I haven't eaten. Got to eat 5 fucking hot. How many calories? Can somebody look up how many calories are in a hot dog and a bun? What am I eating? 1,000 calories? This one, I'm not that dumb. I'm dumb enough to do Miles Sanders. I'm not dumb enough. Raheem Mostert was clocked as like the fastest. Him and Tyreek are clocked as like the fastest runners in the NFL every year. I ain't that dumb. Subtract 1. I'm definitely going to fast, and there's no rule. This is like WWE. There's no rule about performance enhancing drugs, so we may be on the performance enhancing drug later. Okay, I'm not going to screw this one up. I am going to take a Fannin, but you know who actually, I'm not going to lie. I think I'm supposed to take Will Dissly, who is exceptionally slow. Let's do Dissly. Make sure it's not a little buy overlap. Yeah. Get my. There's nothing quite like a Justin Herbert, Amari and Hampton, Will Dissly stack to win the Drafters tournament. Let's run down the. Josh says subtract the dog if you 2 bite 1. I think that's possible, but I stick to my punishments. I serve my punishments. When I make mistakes, we do our time. Justin Herbert and Geno Smith. Of course, if you're just joining us, the goal of this draft, which has gone completely awry, was to draft all players who ran a 4.5 or slower. And I'll be honest, I thought that was going to be easier than it was. I also for sure got in my own head, but we decided that the rule was if I miss, I was not allowed to look up. And frankly, I could not because I don't know if it's StreamYard or my keyboard or whatever was not working. So I had to draft players, and if I drafted anyone who ran faster than a 4.5 this afternoon or this evening on the late show here, the night game of the doubleheader on Spike Week, I'll eat a hot dog for every single failure that I have, every player I draft that ran faster than 4.5. And so we drafted Justin Herbert and Geno Smith at quarterback. Honestly, pretty sick. Nice value on Herbert, if you will, if you're a big ADP bro. Geno, of course, those two fit. Bucky Irving, quite slow. So I don't draft a lot of Bucky, but Bucky fits. A slow player. Amari and Hampton, the first hot dog recipient. Amari and Hampton, 4.45 40. That is a big man to be moving that quickly. I should have taken Cortland Sutton. I knew the answer was Cortland Sutton, but I took Hampton. I don't really know why. James Conner, quite slow. Cam Scadaboo, quite slow. Rachaad White in our running back room, notably not 4.5 40. 4.45 for Rachaad White, I think somebody said. 4.45 for Rachaad White. Unbelievable. Never would have guessed it. And another running back, Miles Sanders, which I shouldn't have done the old guys. I should have done the rookies because I know the rookies a little bit better. Well, I shouldn't fucking say I know the rookies better because Amari and Hampton, I got him wrong. I don't know what I know anymore. I don't know what I know. But Miles Sanders, I felt confident that Miles Sanders ran a 4.5 40. Nope. 4.49, I believe, for Miles Sanders. And then Jordan James did we say Jordan James was safe? Yeah. Okay. 4.55 for Jordan James. I can't remember now. I can't even remember who was fast and who's not. CeeDee Lamb, Jawan Jennings, Jacoby Myers, Cooper Kupp, Jack Besh. We're cooking. We're cooking there. No pun intended. Through my first 5 wide receivers. And then I was duped by Hacker, the CTO of Spike Week. He said in the chat that De'Ami Brown fit, and of course De'Ami Brown does not fit. Duped by my friend. What a friend. With who needs enemies with friends like this? Keenan Allen, quite slow. 4.7, I think, for Keenan Allen. Jalen Coker, quite slow. Devon Vele, miss. Can anyone believe Devon Vele, Miles Sanders, and Rashad White ran 4.40s? Unbelievable. How's that possible? De'Ami was a mistake. That was a mistake. But then Trey McBride and Will Dissly at tight end. This is not a bad team. It is not a bad team. It's going to turn out to be a very painful one for me to have drafted. Josh says this team's got that dog in it in so many ways. The running backs and wide receivers, definitely hard to find. Only a little bit of sabotage, but that is going to do it. I'm going to go start training for this afternoon. Come back 5 p.m. Eastern. 5 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. my time is hot dog clock here at Spike Week. We're going to come back. We're going to do another show. We're going to draft another best ball team, and I'm going to eat 5 hot dogs this afternoon. Thank you for joining me. This has ruined my day and probably my weekend, but I'm glad you guys got what you wanted and have been begging for about 3 years with hot dogs. I don't know, man. I'm rattled. I'm sweating. I'm upset. I'll see you guys in a few hours.
Woo! Those were some spicy takes. Want to stay up to date with all of the other spicy takes we're going to have over here at Spike Week? Why don't you press that subscribe button below? You turn notifications on, we draft a team, boom, you know about it. We have another spicy take, boom, you know about it. You can be there. You can draft with us. You want to stay up to date? That's how you do it. All right, we'll catch you later next time here at Spike Week.